Chi.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please take a seat.
Thank you.
आप अंकिता हैं?
Yes, sir.
अंकिता क्या पसंद करेंगे, आपसे हिंदी में बात करें या इंग्लिश प्रेफर्ड है?
So both are fine, but I would prefer English.
You'll prefer English.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ankita. So please introduce yourself to the board members.
Sir, my name is Ankita Rai. I have done my education from Jharkhand. My 10th education has been from Hazaribagh DAV and my 12th education has been from DPS Ranchi. Post that I have done my graduation from Manipal University in Electrical Electronics Engineering, and after that I preferred to pursue for civil services or state services examination. Henceforth I came to Delhi to prepare, and in the meanwhile I have managed to opportunity to work in Assistant Central Intelligence Officer in Ministry of Home Affairs in 2017.
So you're with IB?
Yes, sir. I've been selected for it.
Ankita, though you claim to be a native of Bihar, which
Yes, sir.
must be right if you're claiming, but it appears that you actually never spend any time in Bihar.
No, sir. For a long period, I have not been actually permanently staying in Bihar. But yes, my parents are from Bihar, and
So you sometimes visit in festivals
yes,
and
sir.
that all.
I do sometime.
So can you assure board members that you do relate to this state?
Sir, I think on an individual basis, if I look for qualities of being hardworking and dedication, I think to that core I relate myself as being a Bihari by nature. And by interest, if I say, then maybe my food habits that relate to Bihari cuisine a lot much. I think,
I can see that your father is with the Forest Services.
yes, sir.
Bihar is notorious for having a huge carbon footprint and very little forest cover. What are the ways in which we can reduce this footprint in terms of carbon footprints, and is there a way to increase forest cover of Bihar without compromising with agriculture, which is the primary occupation in the state?
So, predominantly being a agrarian economy, Bihar has progressed to reach a forest cover of 15%. However, with the new vision, the government is attaining to reach a cover of 17%. So, in that case, if we consider climate change and the growing pollution level in mind, then sir, to increase the forest cover, we can first of all, the recent initiative which has been taken by the government to stop felling trees, especially for government projects, that is a very big boost to increase the forest cover. Secondly, we can go with the National Mission on Afforestation Program, then the Green India Mission. Along with that, sir, we can also use forest plantation drives in green highway plantation projects and also along Ganga river bank to ensure forestation programs. Then we can also take steps for joint forest management programs to ensure that the forest coverage increases. And if I have to replicate a model of Jharkhand, then the government of Jharkhand initiated a program, Mukhyamantri Jan Van Yojana. So we can replicate the same program and give some agroforestry boost to the agriculture sector also. So that would be a kind of double income situation.
It is generally believed that it appears that agriculture is an eco-friendly venture. But scientifically speaking, it is actually not necessarily good for environment. What are the environmental problems in a huge agricultural state like Bihar? How does agriculture affects it on the environment of the environment in general?
Sir, first of all, agriculture has a high emission of methane in particular. Secondly, when we go for crop burning, the crop residue emission takes place, which causes particulate matter 2.5 to 10 emission ranges. Thirdly, if we see from the resource perspective, then there is a high usage of groundwater and also pesticides, urea usage, which leads to soil erosion and contamination on larger part. So in turn, it decreases the fertility of the soil and also the yield. That is the reason why Bihar, although having a very high agricultural not agricultural productivity in general, but agricultural expanse has low yield as compared to other states.
Ankita, you did your electrical and electronic engineering from
Manipal
Manipal.
University.
Tell me, what are the engineering challenges, especially in the field of electrical engineering for Bihar?
Sir, engineering challenges in particular with respect to industrial establishments?
Industrial as well as say the making electricity available to everyone, reducing transmission distribution losses and others?
Sir, if we consider population wise, Bihar has a high rural population. So transmission of electricity to the rural parts of the Bihar with low transmission and distribution loss has been a problem. However, the government has been successful in attaining the objectives under Saubhagya scheme. And also, second point would be that we have by far not been very successful when it comes to usage of renewable sources to generate electricity. India as a whole is still dependent on coal to meet its energy requirement for large perspective. So it has a high carbon footprint and it is not ecologically that sustainable because we are creating a burden on the future generation also.
Your home district is Sasaram.
Yes,
you
sir.
Claim it to be Sasaram. Tell me what is general introduction of your district, giving the basic data of population, of sex ratio and other things.
Sir, Rohtas is one of the highest educational district in Bihar. It has 73% of education and also the education level is equal in terms of male as female. So female literacy is also higher in Rohtas. Secondly, Rohtas has a high mineral based economy. It is rich in mineral mining and quarrying industry. Thirdly, sir, agricultural productivity of Rohtas is higher. There is a high cultivation of rice in the region. And
what
sir,
explains the fact that despite a high literacy rate and a high female literacy rate, the sex ratio of Rohtas is not that encouraging?
Sir, sex ratio in particular of Bihar has been on decline as compared to national average only because sex ratio of Bihar is 9:16 in particular. So, sir, there have been societal reasons for declining sex ratio.
That is understandable for most Bihar, but why Rohtas? Rohtas is relatively a literate district. Still, the sex ratio of Rohtas is not encouraging.
So, the opportunities for women to avail more services and to go into some job or skill attaining has been a challenge. And second, the mindset has been that male dominating society or patriarchal attitude where long family is preferred, and there is also a son meta preference which we say in economics. The birth should be stopped at the age when son is attained. So that is one of the reasons that why people prefer more male child over female child.
Okay, thank you.
Ankita.
Yes, sir.
You have done your graduation from Manipal University.
Yes, sir.
You must have lived in hostel then.
Yes, sir.
What are the learnings of hostel life that is going to help you out in your job as a S.D.M, as an administrative officer?
Sir, as a collective whole, I need to understand people. There are diverse of people in hostel. So we get to understand different nature, different attitude of different people. Why do they have different perception or prejudice attached? So in a congregate, if I say, then it would let me understand what kind of diversity exists. Second point, since I've stayed in hostels, so people from different states, different region, different religion, they have come. So on a cultural basis also, it was a bit easy and comfortable to adjust with every culture, cuisine of different areas. So if I work in some state, then it would be easy to mingle and to understand, to coordinate.
Okay. What is the nightmare of your life till date?
As such, I have not come across some really nightmare because I am perceiving every failure in my life as a stepping stone or something to learn from it. But
Any failure, any such failure?
failure yet to achieve something which I have potential.
Any example of failure that has led to you further success?
I think, sir, I can mention my failure in my civil services attempts when I'm not able to qualify the examination. But however, with every graduating attempt, I am building a resilience and patience to work more harder in this field.
Okay. You have mentioned your father was or is in forest service.
So he is in
He
forest
is in
services.
forest service. You must have heard then about forest fire.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How forest fires are good for environment?
Sir, there is a natural rejuvenation, natural soil fertility revival due to forest fire. Secondly, there is soil strengthening because of the ashes which mix, they increase the soil fertility of the soil. And thirdly, sir, if we see it's sal forest. Yes, sir. The sal forest has this capacity of regeneration due to forest fires. So these are the advantages of forest fire.
What will be the few species of tree that is going to be mixed in agroforestry in Bihar, particularly in Bihar?
Sir, acacia, chakundi, babool, these are some trees which are preferably for agroforestry because they don't have high nutrient utilization in particular, and they can be used at the edges of the field. So it can raise the income of the farmers.
Okay. You have spent a lot of time in Ranchi as well. I think Ranchi.
2 years of my schooling.
What is Pat Pradesh? Partland or Pat Pradesh? Have you heard about that?
Yes, sir. I can't remember. Patland in Ranchi Plateau.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
What are your hobbies?
Sir, in my academic time, I prefer to watch some discussion videos, or if I have much of leisure, then I prefer to watch some movies in particular.
Which kind of movies do you prefer?
Sir, I basically prefer some crime or horror movies in general.
As like?
Any English movie, I like The Sixth Sense or something. Recently, I saw the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. So.
Okay, recently National Award has been announced for films. The best actor was awarded.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall.
Okay, no problem. You just told you are Bihari by nature. Okay, which language is spoken in your area?
Sir, Bhojpuri.
Bhojpuri.
Yes.
Can you tell few name of villages around Sasaram?
Yes, sir. One, I would quote my village only. I'm sorry, I'm not able to
सासाराम
recall.
में कोई क्यों न रहे?
Sir, Sasaram lacks in urban amenities and infrastructure. And if from a family point of view, I say, then it lacks in proper schooling or education, medical facilities also. That is one of the reason why it is very congested also.
और क्यों कोई रहे?
Because it is a cultural town. It has Seshashuri tomb. So there are opportunities and prospects of development. And secondly, sir, infrastructure, road infrastructure, railway infrastructure connectivity is good in Sasaram. So it provides a ease in commutation to people around.
Who is the representative of your area recently?
Sir, the
In
recently
State Assembly.
MP from
MLA.
MLA. Sir, I don't remember.
MP कौन है?
Sir, Shri Chedi Paswan.
किस पार्टी से हैं?
Pardon, sir?
किस पार्टी से हैं वो?
Sir, I don't remember the party.
आपको भोजपुरी भाषा आती है?
I can understand.
इस बात को आप भोजपुरी में कैसे बोलेंगे?
हम समझ सकीला.
Okay, thank you, Ankita.
Okay, Ankita. Bihar has had a history of indentured labours. Indentured labours, you understand the term?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you tell me which nation's PM has roots from Bihar, who recently even visited Bihar?
Ma'am, I can't recall, but if I'm allowed to guess, it will be Mauritius.
No, Mauritius has a history of indentured laborers from Bihar, but you'll have to go through the PM.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, tell me, recently there has been a major shift in global politics. Yes, you agree with that, right? And India has been trying to reset itself, its alignments with respect to US and Russia. And it's no more explicitly non-alignment, which India had followed during Cold War. Can you tell me what steps India has taken, or where can you see explicitly India realigning its power balance, or its where it's shifting, either it's towards US or Russia?
Ma'am, India is balancing its attitude with respect to the interest which will be served for the country in large. So, as economic progression is to be considered, the global world is going around trade protectionism and populism approach. So, India is trying to economically prosper and take the benefits out of the developed nations from US or from defense deal in Israel. On other side, if we see from Russia perspective, then we are trying to maintain the balance which we have, because we also have to consider our hostile neighbors, which the recent spikes due to the revocation of Article 370 has caused tensions. So we need to rebalance this attitude with the balance with Russia as well as US to cater our domestic as well as international.
Do you think India is doing enough to give Russia that sense that we are still their friends?
Yes, ma'am. I think our sphere of engagement with the countries have expanded. Our sphere of engagement in soft skills, in diplomacy, in space diplomacy, in cultural spheres, because Russia is one country which has close to 11% Hindu population. So Hindu culture is spreading in Russia.
Okay. Where do you see India's position vis-a-vis China?
Ma'am, in the world where China is now following an isolation approach because of its overprotection attitude and the recent disputes with US and also countries in South China Sea, we are gaining edge. An example for it can be quoted because of the renaming of the Pacific Command area as Indo-Pacific region.
That was done by US only.
Yes, ma'am.
India hasn't done anything explicitly towards this.
Ma'am, India has not done, but India is having an edge because the global world is also recognizing the space of India and the value of Indian contribution and how a balance is maintained in terms of economic spheres. And China's, if we consider Belt and Road Initiative, that is a debt trap diplomacy, and it is also putting nations, for example, the island countries, in stress because of the financial debt which is caused.
You haven't still come to the point what I was asking, what India has done vis-a-vis China, where do India stands? Like, how are we engaging China or disengaging China?
I am sorry, I may not be able to come to exact point.
Okay, you understand that both Pakistan and China are considered as hostile neighbors to India. What's the difference in India's approach towards Pakistan and China? How is it different from one to other?
Ma'am, in terms of China, there is a proxy war and a kind of state-sponsored war which is going on. And also there is a recent episodes of infiltrations.
With respect to?
China.
Ma'am, sorry, Pakistan. There are episodes of infiltration. So there is always a threat perception with Pakistan. And I think from China perspective, the economic angle matters much more than other threat issues. Secondly, we have issues with regard to border areas. For example, Arunachal Pradesh border disputes which we have. So we have a different relation with China because we need to take a global consensus also. We need to cater our demands to entry into NSG and UNSC club. So we have an economic diplomacy preference for China, whereas with respect to Pakistan, we will see our internal security first.
Okay. Okay, Ankita.
Ankita,
Yes, sir.
recently there was this Me Too movement, on the hashtag Me Too, that was trending on internet. What this online activism was, and why was it at all?
Sir, we human beings always have a hesitation as to what the society will perceive if we express any issue which we have gone through. For example, some women go through sexual assault or harassment in general. So the social media provided a platform where people can come up and express their issues that sometimes they have undergone in life. But here now, on a general basis, we can express that yes, these are the issues for women in particular, that they have gone through issues in work life, issues in personal space, in home. So the relevance of this particular Me Too campaign was it gave a space to voice our opinion and the problems which we face in general. So a consensus building, a participative approach was there where people from different areas, from different backgrounds, from rural to urban to any sphere, maybe very top rich industrialist to some people who are just graduated on some other, so they can come up and they got a platform to raise their concerns. And simultaneously government has also been very vocal to take stand on that.
Consider a situation, Ankita, you join as S.D.M. and the moment you join, within a few days, one of your subordinate, the female colleague of your subordinate, she comes to you and complain that your boss, that is the DM of the district, is making sexual advances to her. And so your boss is harassing your subordinate. That's the situation, and you are lying in between. What will you do? What are the options available to you, and how will you pursue this matter? Make sure that he is DM of the district. He can transfer you, he can get you suspended.
Sir, in this particular case, every administrative department has a
Internal
board,
Complaints Committee that is
internal-
most likely to be headed by you, but the fact is that it can hardly take decision against the DM.
Sir, but a female integrity, her work attitude is also equally important.
So how will
we
you
would
do this?
ensure a fair inquiry in the matter. A team would be formulated for 2 or 3 people of a women candidate in particular who would ensure that to verify the complaints if they are true or not, and the complaint has to be reported in written and it has to be submitted to the higher authority, and
Which is DM.
accordingly. Yes, sir.
So you'll submit a complaint against DM to DM. That's the end of the episode.
No, sir, it is not the end of the episode, but it is necessary.
Okay, so you will proceed against DM. This is what you're saying.
Yes, sir. I would not refrain to take any step in that particular scenario.
Fine, Ankita. It was very nice talking to you.
Thank
You
you,
can
sir.
leave now.
Thank you.
Yes, Ankita, आइए बैठिए.
Thank you,
जी अंकिता, कब है आपका इंटरव्यू?
sir. 27th,
बस आई के
second half.
कब जा रही हैं आप?
Sir, 26th evening.
What is your take? How was your interview? What are the areas you believe you still need to work on?
Maybe a bit more clarity and perfection in being concise to the point.
See, Ankita, by and large, you're a very good candidate in terms of your personality, also your background. Your appearance is really good. Your sitting posture is good. Your eye contact is also good. Communication things are in order, except your placement of hand. You're like you're cross-handed like this, and you continuously keep rubbing your hands, which if it is under table and not visible, fine. otherwise it appears that you're very nervous, you're getting my point. It like ये ना चुगली करता है इस बात की कि आप बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट अभी नहीं हैं. आई जस्ट होप कि टेबल की वजह से नहीं दिखेगा, बट थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा अच्छा है कि आप हाथों को पैरों के ऊपर ऐसे रख लें, और वो उससे अगर आप कर पाती हैं तो ठीक है ना. बाकी अदरवाइज़ अच्छा है. सिर्फ एक चीज़ पर आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान दे सकती हैं कि ये आपके साथ वहाँ भी होने वाला है कि ये एप्रीहेंशन बोर्ड मेंबर्स में होगी कि यू आर काइंड ऑफ पैरा ड्रॉपिंग ओवर देयर दैट प्लेस, यू डोंट हैव दैट कनेक्ट विद द स्टेट. तो आपने अच्छे से बताया था, आपने इसके लिए शायद प्रिपेयर भी किया हुआ था, विच इज़ फाइन, लेकिन कुछ न्यूएंसेस को थोड़ा सा देख जाइएगा जितने समय का. एटलीस्ट और कुछ नहीं कर सकते तो अपने फादर से बात कीजिए और उनसे उनके गांव की डिटेल्स ले लीजिए, कुछ नाम, कुछ जगहों के नाम, कुछ आसपास की कल्चरल कुछ न्यूएंसेस जिनको मेंशन करने से पता लगे कि नहीं, यू स्टिल feel connect. I'm not saying you cannot fake a connect.
Yes.
You need not do that. But the only thing you can say, on the family side you can say कि भाई there is a connect. ठीक है, ऐसा ना लगे कि आप एकदम alien होने जा रही हैं वहाँ जगह पर. That is one thing you can do because that won't require you time for preparation. It is just a phone call that can help. तो वो आप थोड़ा सा देख लीजिए. इंटरव्यू में आपकी करंट प्रोफाइल से क्वेश्चंस नहीं आ सके, उसके लिए आप तैयार होकर जाइएगा. ठीक है, और सिक्योरिटी उनको थोड़ा सा और अच्छे से कर लीजिएगा, क्योंकि हर इंटरव्यू में सब कुछ पॉसिबल नहीं होता. बट दैट इज़ वन थिंग यू शुड प्रिपेयर, स्पेशली इन कनेक्शन विद द कश्मीर एंड अदर सिक्योरिटी थिंग. आई होप यू विल बी एबल टू. ठीक है, अदरवाइज यू आर डूइंग परफेक्ट. मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई भी सीरियस कंसर्न आपके पूरे इंटरव्यू में. ठीक है, ऑल द बेस्ट.
गुड लक.
Thank you.